Hey there, and welcome to the start of my 2021 hobby log. So I thought rather than just a, daily post on Twitter or something like that, I would film all the hobby that I get up to over the course of 2021 to kind of document it better and so I can really see any progress that I end up making over the course of the year. So it is currently the 5th of January, Tuesday, so a day late on starting it than I wanted to. As you can see, I'm editing the 6 reasons you should play Conquest video right about now. But yeah, so I've set kind of quite high hobby goals for this year. There's quite a lot I want to get done in regards to hobby stuff, as I've got a massive backlog. I've got a lot that I want to get done this year, and I've got plenty of armies that I want to get painted up for the channel, both in Games Workshop products and other smaller company products. I suppose you'll probably kind of see as the hobby logs go on, because I'm not sure what order I'm going to do them in, but from what I gather it's going to be at least 6 weeks before I'll even be able to do any kind of 2-player in-person reports filmed. It gives me plenty of time to at least catch up on painting some stuff and make sure I have everything ready for them. I know big projects for this year, definitely the Blood Angels army, which there is a video coming out at some point this month on it, maybe next week. We shall see when I get it done, because that's a whole project that I'm doing with one of my friends that I hope you all enjoy. Top of that, I think I should probably get my Iron Jaws all painted up, as they've set kind of neglected for a bit too long. Same with Slanesh, especially with all the mortals that are on the way. I very much want to get my demon army in shape, ready for picking up a bunch of mortals and expanding the mortals, as those models just look beautiful. There are also a couple of games that I want to pick up, but I'm more focused at the minute on dealing with the current backlog that I've got. So like there's a bunch of Conquest stuff that I want to make sure I get painted up for sure. So I at least have a demo army of each of the factions, as well as my own kind of personal army and an army for friends to borrow when they want to try out the game. But that's all stuff that I'll build up over the year. As you can see there, I have got Mortal Realms magazine stuff, so that's one of the big projects that I want to make sure I get done this year, is have both the Stormcast and the Nighthaunt halves fully painted up, as it just gives me more options army wise on both Warcry as well. And nothing kind of too major outside those army projects. I mean, Kings of War, I need to get an army painted up for that, but I'll probably start with all my Vanguard warbands first, smaller, more manageable, and so I can actually film some Vanguard stuff, because it's about high time I film some Vanguard stuff. You'll see what I decide on doing over kind of the course of the next stuff. So it's going to be a weekly hobby log, so weekly update, where I kind of go over what I've worked on over the week. On top of just general kind of painting and building in regards to hobby, I was also fortunate enough to get a 3D printer for Christmas. It's a Elegoo Mars 2 Pro, for those that are interested. So this will also be documenting my kind of 3D printing journey as I learn to, support and fiddle with all the settings, different types of resin, all that sort of stuff. I've been printing kind of a fair amount since. I'll obviously show off what I've kind of printed over the course of the week. I bought plenty of STLs when I got it, so I've been printing quite a bit. Some stuff I won't necessarily show just because gifts for friends and that sort of stuff. But yeah, this is kind of an all-encompassing hobby log. So it's anything I do with models in regards to printing, or buying, building, painting, stuff I do with the channel that I can show off in regards to videos I've recorded and I'm editing, stuff I do on other platforms, so Instagram, Goodreads, TikTok, Facebook maybe, depending on how much I do there. Twitter not necessarily, because I'm not really doing specific stuff for Twitter. It'll be mind dumps and that sort of stuff. But yeah, essentially all encompassing, one-stop shop for everything I've been doing hobby-wise. I mean, I guess setting out goals for this year outside of projects I want to complete. I definitely obviously want to get really decent at 3D printing in regards to learning how to support things, and being quite knowledgeable at the very least about my printer, so I can do all that sort of stuff myself without having to Google every 5 seconds. I also want to get better painting wise. So I mean, that's something that kind of builds up anyway. Every time you paint, you get slightly better. But I definitely want to do more of a push this year in regards to, if not painting every day, paint one model for every day in the year. So end the year with at least 365 models painted. I might class from built, undercoated, painted, rather than just, you know, stuff that I've currently started work on. But I guess we'll see how much progress I make as to what leeway I decide to allow for that sort of stuff. I'm not too sure what else. Yeah, I mean, I want to learn to build terrain and dioramas and stuff. I mean, again, I have stuff planned or stuff filmed that will be coming out over the course of the next 2 months in regards to dioramas and stuff. I've got some plans for learning some terrain building. So naturally, obviously, I'm watching a lot of the terrain tubers, if that's what you want to call them, like Black Magic Craft and Eric's Hobby Workshop and Warlock's Armory and 1 or 2 others that I'm forgetting. Those are all the hobby goals for the year at the very least. As this is, I want this to be hobby focused, I'm not going to bother with, you know, all the resolutions that I have and all that sort of stuff for the time being at least. So yeah, time to cut to some wonderful footage of what I've been up to over the course of the week. So I shall see you on Sunday. Okay, so it is Sunday. It's been a kind of interesting week hobby-wise, I guess. I've not done much on the miniatures front. In fact, I've done very little. I know I'm going to round out the evening working on this classic, well, not too classic, but this Orc War Boss that I've had sat in my collection for ages for a kind of weekly thing that I do. So that's going to be a nice way to round out the evening. But otherwise, I haven't really painted anything, I don't think. This week's been a lot more focused on other hobby stuff. So there was the video that I put out yesterday. If you've not seen it, top corner, on 6 reasons why you should play Conquest. So I spent a lot of the week kind of filming that and editing that all together. On top of that, I've been planning out some future videos because I've got tons and tons of ideas in mind. I just need to actually execute them and get them done. So there's plenty of content on the way. 3D printing wise, there's not been too much this week. You'll see in the footage there's a print that I've got going on at the minute, which I might be able to show off. It depends when I get it washed and cleaned and stuff. But this video may already be out by then, so if not, I will be in next week's hobby log. But I did print off some tavern tiles as I picked up some STLs for these for a little project I have in mind. So you've got wooden floors and then different variation of the wooden floors and some stone tiles. I used the auto supports for these because they didn't come pre-supported and they worked okay. I mean, there's a lot of marking, as you can just about see, but that's fine because that's, you know, the underside of the house, no one sees it. Obviously it has all these grooves here from where it's part of the open lock system, so you can like use things to actually properly lock the tiles together. But the main issue with them, as you can see, they are curved. So yeah, I used the auto supports because I wanted to kind of judge how good it was, and I don't want to fiddle around too much. I just wanted to kind of test the print. And as you can see, especially everything in that corner where it has sloped. So I believe I know how to fix it. Essentially where it is where it's printing like this. And so these first 2 layers, when it's pulling up, because there weren't enough supports around that end, it's essentially causing it to bend like that, so it's not level. So yeah, the tile is basically not level. So I need to have a fiddle around of supports to get that fixed, but then I can print a bunch more of these to get the tavern. Yeah, the main thing that I've done this week, if anything, is spent money on hobby rather than painted hobby. I've got some Oathsworn miniatures that should be arriving tomorrow, hopefully, which a video will be coming out about them this month. I want to try and get it out this month, maybe next month, we'll see. This evening I've actually fallen down a fun little rabbit hole. Well, most of you are probably aware of Snipe and Whip and Codex Compliant, their wonderful series. So I've been meaning to pick up Laserburn, the kind of precursor to Warhammer, for a while. Still not done it, but the website that sells it, Alternative Armies, I was like, oh, maybe I should take a look at some of their other stuff. And so I've fallen down the 15mm kind of skirmish stroke war game scale. So there's two that I'm looking at outside of Laserburn. There's the Ion Age rather, which is another space opera setting, which I think I will probably pick up the start set for. It looks cool. Probably want to try and get the rules a read first, but from the reviews that I read, it seemed well enough received. And then this other one, Sengoku Monster Hunter. It seems like a relatively recent 15mm release game. It looks like 2019, maybe it was released 2018, so it's not actually that old of a game. And it's basically about monster hunting. That read a couple of reviews, seems like a really cool, unique system. The main issue at the minute is the core rulebook is out of stock on the website, or the physical copy at least, and I very much prefer physical copies of things. But I'll see whether I get, too impatient and I just buy the digital version, because it'll be cheaper, but I prefer just have to physically have the books to leaf through and stuff. So I mean, when I pick these things up, if I pick these things up, there'll definitely be videos on them, because I need to justify the cost somehow. But yeah, I guess the only other notable thing hobby-wise was Conquest this month arrived. Unproductive week in regards to tackling the pile of potential, but still a good week in regards to got a video done. This is the start of the weekly uploads, at least, if not 2 or 3 times a week. It depends on how fast I'm able to work and how actual work treats me. Yeah, I'm productive in the painting front, but good productive in regards to the channel and ideas for the channel. I definitely want next week to be more productive painting wise. Productive in some aspects, not in other aspects. So ends the first week of the hobby log. So I will catch you all in the next one. Hope you all had a good week and have a good week to come.